Anyways, let's do some shooting. Oh, beautiful. Good evening. Remember how to speak, Andy. Words, mouth, come from brain, processed somehow, comes out that way. I easily forget how to do it. Good evening, everybody. Thank you very much for coming along tonight. I'll just shut this out of the way so I don't get distracted by my own reflection. Because it is very off-putting. So I hope you are all well. I hope you are staying safe and all that. Especially you guys over on the other side of the Atlantic, where everything seems to be turning to crap. I hope you are all well. So anyways, everybody I've already said hello to in chat. Good afternoon, Ozzy. Hello, Jerome and Stephanie. I'm doing well. Hopefully you are as well. Hello, Lee. Hello, Andrew. Hello, Sten. Evening, David. Good to see you. Hi, Paul. Sounds like my laptop. What you're going through there, and I think the way my PC is going, my PC is going to be heading that way as well. It is getting pretty slow. Anyways, hello, Aileen. Even in fact, words again, having trouble with them today. Hello, Aileen, hope you're well. Tomek, always good to see you as well. And Rad Photo Zoom, Tony, I hope you are well. Good to see so many people here. Some strange names and a lot of regulars as well. So always good to see you. I hope you all. Probably said this for the 7th time. I hope you are all well. Hi, Nero, as well. Good to see you as well. Come back to see you on your stream. So, what is going on today? I am so tired today for some reason. Right, you're all just chatting. Hello, Diane, as well. Right, so what is going on in my life at the moment? Just to update you, I know some of you out there are already patrons on Patreon, but I have just started setting up my YouTube membership side of things, which are going to pretty much mimic Patreon, and the benefits now, they'll all be the same and all that, but I am starting to go through the review process for that. So if you're interested in that, hang around, do keep an eye out on the community page and all that kind of stuff. Especially as the end of the month ticks round and everybody on who's already supports me on Patreon, then I have the next, what I'm going to dub atmosphere video. I have that already edited and ready to go for you early in August. So it's a bunch of scenes from Lindisfarne, from when I was over there a couple of weeks ago, before the tourists arrived. Oh my god, it's gone mad here. Yes, we might not be getting everybody from abroad, but bloody hell, feels like the whole of England's here at the minute. Absolutely bonkers busy. So the next video that's on Patreon will be going out early August. So that's all ready to go, along with the next wallpaper, like desktop wallpaper. But if I get all the YouTube membership things set up as well, then it'll be going out. It'll all be on there at the same time, because basically they're just going to mimic each other, even though you're probably not meant to actually do that. But you know, that's what we're going to do, because I've got to make life easy for myself. So, right, you're all talking amongst yourselves. That's fine. Yeah, fine. Right, okay. So tonight, basically, I was thinking I can't even have an episode tonight because I haven't done anything new, and everybody likes new things. Because I haven't been out, because it's been too busy. Bloody tourists getting in the way of everything. So going back to some older data, because I decided let's have an episode, because that means we're one closer to 100. These last few, tough going. So yeah, we're gonna hopefully look at making something reasonably abstract. So we're gonna do that, and probably reply to lots of stuff in chat and all that kind of good stuff. What else was I gonna? Something about. Yeah, the other thing about the Patreon and the YouTube membership thing. I will probably give it a go sometime in August, but I will probably do a group Zoom chat on there as well. Because I mean, there's not millions of you on there, but I think it'll be good just to have everybody having a bit chat amongst each other, amongst ourselves. Just to be a little bit more community active and a little bit more community driven. So I'll probably do that, but it'll be sometime in August. It'll not be early August. Right. The only thing I've got my bloody accounts to do before the end of the month, which is I've got 10 days to get my accounts done. About 18 months worth of. So I've got lots of stuff to find, lots of emails to go searching through, and PayPal payments to interpret, and it'll be a nightmare. So I'm going to be busy for the next 10 days. Or maybe it's in about 8 days' time when I finally actually get around to starting. I'm not going to stop them, Aileen. They may become slightly less regular. Or the episode numbers may just disappear. I think we'll just lose track of how many we've done. So I think I've done pretty well to not lose count, getting up towards 100, but going from there. So yeah, right. Sten, you have some tips on choosing pictures to use. I choose mine on a feeling, which isn't exactly helpful. There's probably a bit of observational science in there, but I tend to just have a bit of a feeling. It might depend on like what I choose for one, and then look at another image as a possible combining thing. May depend between the contrast between the two of them, or if they would complement each other. Out of the four that I'm picking tonight, one is a lot darker than the other three. So I'm almost interested to see how it works out and what I've actually got to do to make it sort itself out, if that makes any sense whatsoever. So we'll see about that, Diane. Maybe we've got 5 weeks, maybe the end of August. I think the Zoom thing I think it'd be good just to have ourselves locked behind a paywall. Well, not behind a paywall, locked behind an exclusive thing, and we can just have a bit of a blather one night. A couple of beers or a glass of wine or whatever, and do it like that. So we'll see. Hi Tina, good to see you as well. So, whilst I am yakking instead of showing you stuff, let me sort out some crap. Move that around there and share the screen. So what we have here is, see, this is the darker one that I was mentioning, and then 3 lighter ones. So I'm interested to see how these are going to come together, or whether I just end up lightening this one to hopefully see if it mixes in better. So obviously they are shot at different settings, and like for this dark one, there's 0.8 of a second at f7.1, and the other three are 1 second at f6.3, which may be because my finger slipped on the dial. And that's probably the only reason. Or maybe it slipped for the previous one, which was darker. So yeah, when I was just thinking about tonight last night, I had a quick scramble through my recent archive to see if there was anything I could bleed dry from. And well, these four jumped out at me as a possible, so we'll do that. Yeah, I think you've just got to go with your guts, then. I mean, the other thing is we've all got our own little niches and styles within ICM or whatever. Then there's no right and wrong. And so it really is. It becomes down to what you see in your imagination to start an image. And if you've got that pre-visualization of where you want the image to go, then you can choose the images that'll push you down that way. I mean, for me tonight, it's just kind of looking at semi-abstract shapes and then a little bit of detail, just to see what happens. So it's more of an experiment for me more than anything. So we'll see how that goes. So I don't know if I got anything else to say to mention. You may have watched my new tripod video last week. Was that last week? I've lost track of time, and I'm sure you have as well. So yes, the new tripod is in use at the minute. The camera is sitting on it. The one problem I discovered as I was setting up, because I recorded a video the other day using it, so like it was on my desk. But for recording video, I didn't have to have it plugged into the PC by USB cable. So when I plugged the USB cable in today, I discovered it was about 5 inches short and wouldn't reach the computer. So I've had to lower the tripod and splay it out over my desk. So I have a tripod leg stuck out across my desk, another one on top of the PC box, and another one going onto a shelf at the back. So it's all a bit higgledy-piggledy, and I'll be quite surprised if it stays standing up. But it's fairly rigid, but just thought I'll give you a little bit of background to what the disaster zone that is my desk for live streaming. Right, that's enough blather, I think. So, looking at this, obviously what I'm going to do first is just tidy up these dust spots. Visualist, I must have switched them off for some reason. Get rid of these. At least with this one, you can kind of see. I'm really going to have to do that. Clean this bottom part of my sensor. Quite dirty. Thankfully, the middle's not too bad. Middle of the sensor. If the middle of the sensor was pretty mucky, it'd be very time-consuming and much more important to clean up. When they're on the edge, it's not too bad. So I'm thinking just enhancing this a bit. Maybe that's lighten that up. See what some of these presets are like for starting off. Do we go? No, let's not go red straight away. We can go red later. Even that's tempted by that one. Might have to darken down the other three. I'm just wondering on how... Because recently I've been making quite light images. I'm just wondering how I can get away from that ever so slightly. Just going to darken that down, that's fine. A little bit of texture just in for this area here. See what that does for things, just to give it a little bit extra grip, more pixels, bit more grit. So I'll just sync these settings across the other three, just to see what they kind of turn out like. I think these are going to have to get darkened down. Oh, has it missed that dust spot there? No. Delete that one. Come on. Computer's starting to struggle again. Right. Done. Well, I think, because this one's quite... this one's quite dark, I'm going to have to bring some of these ones down. Don't want to go too far, because the reason I liked these was because how light they were. Especially because it just fades away to kind of nothing here. I'm moving the wrong thing. Meant to be moving exposure. So what we meant to could want to do not to incur VHSL is what we want. Yeah, just add in a bit darkness, so it kind of mimics this one, but we'll stay with light. For this one, actually, I'm gonna knock back the clarity. Obviously, we added a bit of texture in for the darker one. I'm going to take the clarity back, just so we've got this kind of area. It doesn't look exactly as it is. Because it is a castle, but I would like to see what kind of abstract kind of feeling we get from it. So if we haven't got that detail, then it's kind of what I was after. Right, let's sync this. Those settings for these ones. Hi Chris, good to see you. Thanks for coming along. Right, that's them open. Come on, and open these in Photoshop. See where we get to. Right. Obviously give us a little time whilst this loads. So apart from Paul throwing his MacBook around because it's a bit slow, anybody else doing anything fun this week? It would be nice to be having some kind of fun this week. I just hope to get out to take some pictures sometime this week. Too much. I mean, these last 2 days, I have done absolutely. I've tried to get stuff done. Hasn't happened. I did, Paul. It randomly came back. It is below my face on the screen here. Yeah, it came back for some. It came back and it's been away again, and then it's thankfully it's come back today. So I still have no idea what is going on, but there was an update for Photoshop this morning. So whether that's solved issues or whatever, I'm not sure. But it's there right now, and that's the important bit. So it is good to get around with a camera, Aileen. I just wish I could do it more often. I mean, there's very little stopping me. But I was just looking at the historic Scotland site just before I came online, because I'm starting to think of where's open north of the border to go and photograph. And the two places I want to go aren't open until the end of August, they were saying. So we will have to hang fire a little bit for trips north of the border. I was out a few nights ago, maybe it was a week ago, and got a shot or two of it. I'm kind of struggling when I couldn't be bothered to go to a location where you can get something in front of it, so it means something. I mean, the shot of the comet around here that everybody seems to be after is Sycamore Gap, which is it's on Hadrian's Wall, and there's a bit of a dip, and then there's a big sycamore tree, and it's a great spot for aurora, like when there's aurora going on, people go head there, Milky Way shots, that kind of stuff, if you get everything lined up. So there was one shot I saw this morning, the back of a camera photograph. Somebody had been down there and got the comet just above the tree. Looked fantastic. But where I am, I just can't be bothered to actually travel anywhere to go and put something interesting in front of it. So I did do it. Actually, I can probably show you if I remember where it are. What was the date? Sometime in July 16th. So where's the finished shot? That was my shot of it from, when was it? The 16th. So 5 nights ago. That was my shot of it. Reasonably happy with it. I was just pleased to have seen it. Found it in the sky, seen it, photographed it, and yeah, took a picture of it at 200mm on me on me 70-200 lens. So I've took it at like 70mm and 200mm, and I took my shot of the comet, just with nothing interesting in front of it. Right, back to ICM and processing this. Oh yeah. Yeah, you want a light camera, Jerome. You want it as light as possible, or get in the gym and work on your arm strength. Yeah. Also, I had for that shot, I had to use my new tripod. Never used it before, and try to set it up in the dark. I was struggling. It was pretty hard to do. Right, this bloody picture. Is it going to be anything else? Is it just going to be crap? Oh yeah, I know the name Mark McNeil. And yeah, he was one of the Sycamore Gap photos that I'd seen. I can't remember who it was. That I saw it on Twitter this morning. Maybe Matthew Brown, somebody like that. I can't remember. Anyways, so this lighten version mode looks reasonably canny. I quite like that already. We don't need to do any further more. We can go home now. No, let's have a little look first. Stop clicking things, Andy. So, just looking to move. Move stuff around. Okay, like these lighter lines coming in here. Castle wise, you can kind of see that it's kind of fading out, which I don't mind, but you can just see enough of shut up dog, stop barking. You can just see enough of the keep and all that. Just wondering about this kind of area here, what all that does. Yeah, the M50 isn't very good, Stephanie. I tried the M50 for ICM. I didn't like it. Might be because it's very new, obviously. Move this one around. I mean, it's very new. It's new tech, so it's a bit more not limited. It's just, well, I mean, the M50, I think, just isn't a very good stills camera. Great video, which is why I use it. But as a stills camera, it is very noisy. And it's very quick at taking the image. So it's so when you, it's one of them cameras that you've got to be in motion when you're doing your ICM, when you open the shutter up. And the shutter is very quiet, which doesn't help. Because as soon as you open the shutter up, it's got its image. Because the modern cameras these days, they're very good at capturing images. But it's got its image, and then if you're one of these people that does their ICM with a click, a pause, and then move, it's not great. But if you're doing ICM where you're like down to the sea, going left and right constantly along the coastline, then fine. You'll probably be fine with it. But I found it captured the image far too quickly, so it just looked like a blurred, a washed out vision of the scene that was in front of you. So that's my opinion on the M50 as an ICM camera. It might be a case that all modern cameras are like that. I don't know. I don't get them to play with. These camera companies aren't exactly trying to get my opinion on these things, to say the least. Do I go higher with that? Maybe it's there. I think I quite like that. So, I'm going to trim in this. Trim that down. I think you're right, Chris. I think the older cameras will do a better job. I would love to play with something newer, like something more higher spec than the M50. Shut up, Alexa. My God.
Go to the Alexa app to
Kind of rude.
video skills and devices.
Bloody hell. So the M50 is just not really up to it. I would love to try, say, like one of the new Canon mirrorless ones, just to see what that's like. I have a feeling they might try to take the picture too bloody quickly as well. No matter how much you switch off the stabilization features. So we'll see. Nobody's coming to me to ask to try anything anyway, so I'm just wondering. Excuse me. Going to try to transform this. Free transform is the one I'm after. Maybe it's about there. Something like that. Maybe. Yeah, that'll do. I'll just trim that corner off ever so slightly, just so we don't get that sliver right in the corner. Could well be table mountain. Could be. Yeah, it's the most conversation I get out is from Alexa, and that's basically just yelling at her, shut up. Good, she wasn't listening that time. Yeah, usually just shout at her because it's like, play me this song, and then it plays you something else. Or, your Spotify account doesn't do that. I was like, I know it doesn't, but I pay for Amazon Prime, so play it from there. Kind of ridiculous. Hi Beatrice, good to see you as well. Thank you very much for this week. That was very kind of you. Right, too much conversation, not enough working. Right, add in a bit of light. Add in a bit of colour because we are still going to do a bit of switchy around. Maybe reduce that opacity just so it's not as strong an effect. Turns things on. Actually, let's reduce that to 50%-ish. That's better. It's not quite so strong. Right, colour-wise. Tempted to do the old style colour. You've now got some nice colour in there. Paint bucket tool, and there, and then hue. That's looking terrible. Well, that's looking terrible as well. Let's use about 13% and then mask that. I'm only really using it for the sky just to get rid of that blue. I was thinking of just changing all the colours down the bottom, but it's that blue that's very, very blue. So I'm just going to use a gradient mask to soften that up. There you go. You can barely see, but believe me, it makes a difference. So we will now play around with hue and saturation, having already just sorted them blues out, just to see what kind of options we might be getting. Nah, not doing a thing. That's fine. That's okay. Little trick. Just a little thought it might have done something more than that. Evidently not. Although, let's just see if we can, if I can remember how to do this. I apologise for the vibrations on the microphone. Yeah, I'm using the wrong thing. Pardon me, I am an idiot. Colour effects. White neutralizer, that's what I want. Once this loads. There are other ways of doing this, but this is, to me, an easier one. Pick that. I was hoping for a better result than that. No. Basically, I was looking for trying to get the invert of it just to see what would happen, but it's not working out. That's potentially the best one. We'll keep this one as an option. Something about there. Keep that one as an option, an inverted thing. It was worth a try. Right, I'm going to hide that layer now and get rid of that one. We are back to this one, and this one we'll do the Analog Efex Pro just to see what we're going to get. I was thinking this would end up not being a light image, but here we are. It's looking like it's going to be a light image. Yeah, very light image. Curves. Switch that off. Excuse me. And using the exposure balance just to find that point where it kind of works. I think we will bank on the fact that it looks like cloud up here, light around castle here, foreground. So we will use the lens vignette to darken that down quite a bit. Film type, we'll have a little play with this just to see if there's any better interpretations. I think that one. Maybe not. Turned it a bit magenta, which I am not so keen on. That could potentially work. Pull that down there, boost the strength. Lens vignette, get that into the right place, or better place. Maybe not so much of it. Maybe change it to a rectangle. So it does look. Yeah, still weaken it more. Something like that. And levels and curves, and then we'll tinker. We'll reset them. Let's go quite dark. Push that up there. Sometimes it feels like a foreign language to me as well, Aileen. It's really, I mean, but a lot of it, I must admit, is purely moving sliders around and moving curves around and seeing what happens. So every day it is a discovery. And the more you do it, the more you learn, and then you're like, oh, right, I remember how to go back and do that. Alright. We'll add in a little bit of red. Let's not add in any red. Let's just leave that as is. So we've gone from that to that. Maybe refine the positioning of this second layer a little bit better. Oh, that's an interesting shape. I think that's more interesting. More random, obviously. Yeah, I'm not really liking the lens vignette now. Now that I've kind of changed it as that. So a very small adjustment on that. That's better, even if I could move that about there. Basic adjustments where you get your bit of texture and brightness and contrast and stuff. We can have a little play in here. Boost that back up to 0. Contrast, very light. Drop, it comes down to that. We're going to maybe go to a happy balance. Somewhere in between. Something like that. Brightness, don't really need to be touching that. It was about -2. Now detail extraction, that's going to make a big difference. So we'll go for increasing that a touch. It was on 15%. Yeah, I quite like this shape down here. These lines, I can see this being a square crop. Whether it encompasses the entire castle or just part of it will yet to be seen. But we'll see. Let's just have a quick look through these presets to get any more ideas from. Possibly them too. Time's a quarter past. Possibly that one. Possibly that one. Right. Let's come back into this one. Yeah, right, okay, I'll just confirm that one and go back into Photoshop and then come back into it. See what what some of the other presets might actually do. Right, I'll zero that out. Analog Efex Pro. Come on, Speedy. Right, which ones was it? I've forgotten already. This one. I think that's a maybe it's not. Stop it. Drop it there. There you go. It's a semi-interesting line along the front there. Not a lot else to it, to be honest. Yeah. What's this one like? Can't see a bloody thing. Which is always a benefit. Right. Let's see where this is. That's all in the sky. So we'll drag that down. This is the problem with light images. Presets are a bit more awkward. Actually, that colour there is quite nice. So I can drag that into a position of sorts. More random flailing around of images. Excuse me whilst I get completely lost in moving stuff around. There's something weirdly satisfying about that. About there. I have no idea what we're looking at, but for some reason I quite like it. And at which point I've probably got about 2 viewers left. Oh, he's gone mad. He's clean mad. It's like this line. These getting lines here, and there's subtle this softening away, and something here. Must be one of my older presets. Drop that just a little bit, so just brighten it up a little bit. Lens vignette is about there. We can bring it in the middle. Actually, we bring it there. It's a nice even spread. Right, completely random abstract shape. Image done. It's all gone very quiet. You have all left me, haven't you? Right, I had one more I was going to look at, wasn't I? Old Manchester preset, all that way. It may be very similar to that one. We'll see. You've all left me. Chat is deathly quiet. Ooh, Misty. Oh, Paul on the line. At least Paul's still watching. Let's knock that back a little bit. Now, right, that's on there. Strength. Move the strength. Remove the strength. Leave it in the middle. I like that fadedness because it feels like it's misty. That now feels like it's like very early morning. First catches of warm light on a misty morning now. Hoping for something dark. Ooh. Think you might be disappointed tonight, Sten. I think it's going to be well, we've still got that inverted one to play around with. I think these are all going to be quite light. Going for subtle. And this one will have a healthy crop. Yeah. Let me add in a bit more, a touch of yellow generally throughout it, so that's maybe a little more pleasing. Let's go for that. I was even contemplating for the YouTube membership thing where you can make your own emojis. So the two I was thinking about of making, if I can figure out how to make 32 by 32 pixel art, was the one an emoji for red, and then another one for Jerome's favourite. I think it's Jerome's favourite time, crop time. So I thought if I made an emoji for red, and then people that are members could use that. I thought that would be quite good fun. Right, yeah, I'm fine with that. Right, okay, let's back to this one. Can we do anything with that? Can't we? Let us add in. This is where this is where we could do it. This is where we could do it. Hue, paintbrush tool. That's kind of more pink than red, wasn't it? Red. Red. Hue. And then we want to darken this down. About there. Yeah, that wasn't red enough, was it? That was the problem. I don't think this is actually going to work that well. I don't think it is. Let's just, anyways, have a look about, because we've got this horrible just one tone bit of red there. I don't know if it's going to do anything, whereas really could do with some light in the middle. Right, I'm just going to group these together so I know where the bloody hell they are. So within here we'll go to Analog Efex Pro. Right. Let's see what we're gonna get. See, the one I looked on there, the light one looks best. Come on. Presets for dark times. Nope. Maybe. Oh, no, just having that little bit of white on there. That looks pretty nifty. That does, it looks pretty nifty. That's going to have to stay up there. Just ease this back. I don't like this, so we will be chopping it out. Don't need motion blur for crying out loud, or do we? I think we actually might do just to keep that area softened. Basic adjustments are quite bright, obviously. Yeah, that needs to be high. Right. Would be nice if I could darken that. What time is it? time to finish. Ah, wait, let us bloody do that. Flaming machine. So slow. Right, let's just make that a little bit bigger. Drop that down a bit. Frustrating this, the bloody thing. Out there, and then we'll chop out that left hand side. Something like that. Red. There you go. There's a red one that's slightly darker. The other thing is now I've got to save about 5 versions of this and crop each one. That's going to take another 10 minutes. Right, you can go into your group there. Dirty. Dark group. Yeah, zero that off. You can collapse down. So we've got that one. We'll just do a full save of list. Full file. Save Andy. Forgetting how to do it. Oh. So we've got 4 images from tonight, which I think is pretty good going for somebody that was very, very tired at the start before I even started. So I think done okay. Not my best time, not my best work by any stretch of the imagination. But I was just looking for something a little bit more abstract, a little bit more, not out there, but something a little bit different. I think that shaped one with the subtle colours could be quite nice. I mean, this one is very, very loose. So, I'm not really sure what to make of this one. I can see that being a nice little square crop, maybe. Right, that one's saved. I'll make this one. I need to flatten it. Buttons. Flatten. File. Save as. Edit to. Save. Undo. Flatten. There we go. File, save as 3. I don't know if anybody's found a better way of doing this yet. I haven't. But at least I know this way I don't overwrite anything and lose an hour's work. Hopefully. Right, so these should be all in whatever date, sometime in June, wasn't it? This one. There we go. Get them in the right date, Andy, and they will be there. So, what's that rating? 3 stars. Right then, so we have these ones, and it is crop time, Jerome's favourite part of the evening. Get off. We want to select one at a time, so we want to create a virtual copy of this one. And this one, I think, is radiating. Just need a touch off the bottom. So one version I would say would do well around about something like that. Actually, we could go for middle for diddle and have that angle there right in the middle. That might work quite nicely. Now, how much of this do we need? There we go. Right in the middle. Just a little bit less off the bottom. Another virtual copy. I think we can get a square crop out of this. quite angular, quite graphic there, isn't it? Absolutely zero subject, but it's quite angular. Cubism? I don't know. I didn't really study that part of art when I was at school, so it was Cubism where it's all angular and stuff. I don't know. Right, so that's that one done. This one I thought about square crop this one, didn't I? I'm starting to doubt it. Let's have a go anyway. Let's get a start. Just feeling that it works a little bit better like that. Yeah, that's quite nice. I quite like that. Like that. Second version of this, I'm thinking kind of me usual panoramic-y kind of crop. Your 9x5 crop, personal favourite. Slap that across there. There's a good low, high, low. Stay low, not too low so nobody sees that error that I did at the bottom. Yeah, maybe just intensify a few things, bit of contrast. Highlights up a bit. Drop the blacks just a wee bit, just so it kind of gets a little bit more in there. More tweaking to do on that one, I think. This one was the final one. That looks different now that it is in Lightroom than what it was when it was in Photoshop. Or to my eyes it does. It looks darker in Lightroom. So let us just nudge that up just a wee bit. That's a little bit better. Drop clarity a little bit to go for that hazy, morningy, misty feel to it. Maybe it's just warming up just a wee bit. +5 on the temp. On the temperature just to warm that up a little bit more. I think this one is another elongated crop. So my favoured 9x5. It's something like so. Let's try that again. Let's try that again. That's better. Maybe a touch more off the bottom. I think needs a bit of light coming across here, I think. Come on. Not that much though. Just a smidge coming in from there. Just so it looks like there's light being cast. Yeah, very, very subtle change. There's just a wee bit of a change there, just a bit more light there. Very little difference. Did we get a square out of this one? I do all these square crops, and my rate for posting on Instagram recently has been terrible. I barely posted a thing. I don't know why I do all these square crops, because I never post them anywhere. Whoops. I'll reset. Something a bit like that. A bit Table Mountain, isn't it? Just like Diane was saying. Right then. I think I am down to no viewers now. So you all do deserve a medal for sitting through tonight's random thing. Oh, actually, I've still got this one to do. This one was going to be a square crop, wasn't it? Or create virtual copy. Press the right button, Andy. Apologies, nearly forgot this one. Oh, maybe it's a 4x5. Done something like that. We want a vignette around it. Kind of like that. Something like that. Yeah. Actually, I'm going to increase the white. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, that's, maybe there's a little bit more work to do with that, just to accentuate these lighter white lines. We'll see. I think that'll do for tonight, though. So, yeah, you can definitely see make out the castle there. That's for certain, Paul. I'm not sure which one's my favourite. For some reason, I really like that one. No idea. But then again, that's me. I have no idea half the time. Yeah, let's not mention football, because no doubt Newcastle got beat again. Oh no, they drew 0-0, didn't they? Against Brighton. Bloody hell. Anyhow, let's not get distracted, because I've been here long enough. Thank you very much for watching tonight. It has been probably a chore for you, but it has been always a pleasure for me to have your company whilst I do these. So thank you very much for spending your hard-earned time with me tonight. I was going to say something a little different, and more very subtle images, very washed out watercolor kind of feel to things. A little bit of abstractism, and then throwing in a random inverted one just to keep all you red lovers going. So interesting night. I will not hold you back any longer. If you have enjoyed it, please do leave a thumbs up, because it does bloody help. And also, if you leave a comment as well, that really helps as well. So if you could spare the time, that would be fantastic. I do have a video coming out later this week. It is one from the longest day of the year, because it's taken me a month to get around to editing it. So it was one from the 21st of June, as I shot sunset at Dunstanburgh Castle. And I haven't quite got to the instructional bit, but it may contain quite a lot of instruction. So if you want to learn more about the capture side of things, then do watch out for that one, because I tend to repeat myself a lot in it. So keep an eye out for that. It may be tomorrow night, it may be Thursday, but it will be out before the weekend. So yes, keep an eye out for that. Remember, subscribe, ring the bell, and all that to make sure that you do get notified, or maybe get notified anyway. Right, I think that'll do for tonight. Thank you so much for watching. And until the next one, keep hard. See ya.